But the interesting thing about grief is that you've got to find the balance of moving forward and grieving at the same time.
I know you guys got to reunite after not having seen each other for a few months. I know Tia told us it was really tearful. What was it like for you getting to see her and hug her and just, be with her again?
Tia Mowry is allegedly breaking down in tears over the loss of her sister. And no, it's not what you think, but in many ways, it's actually much more painful. For a long time, we all thought the Mowry twins were inseparable, but Tia is finally opening up about a loss that has left her feeling completely isolated during the darkest season of her life. Between a very public divorce and a terrifying health crisis she's been hiding from the world, Tia is finally speaking her truth about why she feels like she's lost her other half. Now, to really understand how they got to this point, we have to go back to the beginning, because for most of their lives, Tia and Tamara were the definition of an unbreakable bond. People literally grew up watching them together. From finishing each other's sentences in interviews to joking around on camera and building their careers side by side, they always came across like they genuinely had each other no matter what. The twins always seemed very connected, and honestly, even as life got more complicated over the years, most fans still believed their relationship with each other would always stay solid. Which is exactly why so many people got emotional once Tia finally admitted that things between them weren't the same anymore. At first, the changes were honestly easy to miss. People just started noticing there were fewer moments with Tia Mowry and Tamara Mowry together, fewer interviews, fewer social media posts, fewer appearances where they had that same super close twin energy everybody was used to seeing. And for a while, most fans didn't think it meant anything serious. People grow up, get busy, start families, and naturally spend less time together. But after Tia's divorce from Corey Hardrict, people started noticing a different side of her emotionally. She became a lot more open about feeling lonely, trying to heal, learning herself again, and adjusting to life as a single mom.
Loneliness. Man, did I feel alone. Right after my divorce. You could have people around you, but I think why I felt alone is because I was the only one, in my body that was going through this transition. You just feel alone. You just feel lonely with your thoughts.
And honestly, that stood out to people because Tia usually always seemed very strong emotionally. She was always the calm, positive one who looked like she had everything together. So hearing her speak more openly about feeling hurt and disconnected was really a surprise. And while talking about everything changing in her life, Tia Mowry also admitted that she and Tamara Mowry just weren't as close as they used to be anymore. She explained that adulthood kind of changed their relationship over time. Marriage, kids, careers, responsibilities, and just living completely different lives naturally created some distance between them.
Times like this, when I feel and wish that my sister and I were still close and I could, pick up the phone and call her. But that's just not where we are right now.
But even though Tia was very calm while explaining it, a lot of people could still hear the sadness in her voice. And once that conversation started online, fans immediately began looking back at old interviews and old clips, trying to figure out if the signs had been there all along. Some people also pointed out how different the twins' lifestyles had become over the years. Because while Tamara seemed more focused on a quieter family life with her husband and kids, Tia appeared to be in a completely different season of life, especially after her divorce. She seemed more focused on healing, independence, and rebuilding herself emotionally.
One moment you're relieved, feeling like you've conquered something significant. Then suddenly, waves of emotions hit you all over again. You try different things to soothe and release emotional buildup with exercise, journaling your thoughts, meditation, and seeking therapy to cope with the breakup and the dreams you had for the future.
And as people kept speculating about everything going on in Tia Mowry's personal life, another situation later came out that made fans even more concerned for her. Reports eventually revealed that Tia, while in a car with her assistant Giara, Tia receives a phone call from her doctor, informing her that her recent mammogram results have come back abnormal, and that a biopsy is required for further investigation.
Hello?
Hi, is this Tia Mowry?
Yes.
Hi, this is Dr. Funk's office. We got your results back in from your mammogram, and your results have come back abnormal. And what that means is we'd like to schedule you to come in for a biopsy as soon as possible so we can get some further insight.
Still, the news shocked a lot of people because apparently she had kept the entire situation private for months. And what made it even crazier was how the health scare created unsettling moments when her routine mammogram returned abnormal results and left her in shock. Tia broke down in tears, expressing fear and frustration that this health crisis is occurring just as she has been working hard to focus on her mental health and self-care. So while fans were already noticing emotional changes in Tia publicly, she was apparently also dealing with a completely private health battle behind the scenes at the same time. One person literally said in the comments, "Now I understand Tia's tears. Her marriage was falling apart and she needed her sister/a hug." And honestly, for people watching everything from the outside, the timing of it all just felt really heavy. Because Tia Mowry was already dealing with so much at once. She was going through a divorce, trying to heal emotionally, raising her kids, balancing work, and dealing with people constantly talking about her personal life online. Then on top of all that, she was also privately dealing with a serious health scare. So naturally, a lot of fans started wondering if the distance between her and Tamara Mowry may have felt even more painful during that time. One person even went ahead and commented, "They went from sister-sister to perfect strangers." Because when people are hurting emotionally, they usually want comfort from the people who know them best. And in Tia's case, nobody knew her better than her own twin sister. That's honestly why so many people connected with Tia's emotional honesty when she spoke about it. Because she never really came across angry or bitter toward Tamara. It sounded more like she was mourning the closeness they naturally used to have. And of course, once people online started noticing the distance between Tia Mowry and Tamara Mowry, the rumors got completely out of control. Some people started blaming Tamara and saying she became distant after getting married and focusing on family life. Others flipped it around and claimed Tia changed after her divorce and personal growth journey. But eventually, Tia tried to calm a lot of that speculation down herself. She later explained that there was still love between them and said people had misunderstood what she meant. According to Tia, the issue was never about hate, betrayal, or some huge family feud. She basically said it was more about life changing naturally over time.
You said that you wish that you were still close with your sister, which of course got a lot of traction. Do you want to maybe talk on that a little bit?
I mean, I'm definitely not surprised. You know, I've been in the industry for such a long time, and people take things out of context. You know, I was talking about proximity. You know, as siblings, we all grow up and we have our own lives, and we have different roles and responsibilities. We don't live in the same town or city. So I was just, you know, talking about that. I don't have as much access to her as I would want. She's a mom, you know, she's married. She, you know, has people depending on her. So
Tia explained that growing older, building separate lives, raising families, and evolving as individuals can naturally create distance, even between people who love each other. And honestly, that's probably why this whole situation hit so many people emotionally. Because a lot of fans grew up seeing Tia Mowry and Tamara Mowry as completely inseparable. So hearing Tia speak so honestly about feeling that distance really surprised people. But anyway, y'all, let me know what you think about this whole situation down below. Do you think this is just a normal part of growing older and living separate lives? Or do you feel like there may be more going on behind the scenes? And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos.